And Wagner presents this view. This is in 1893, and I've got the article here. This is what Wagner says. We have left the matter of reconciliation just where the scriptures have put it. And while they have much to say about the necessity for man to be reconciled to God, they never once hint of such a thing as the necessity for God to be reconciled to man. To intimate the necessity for such a thing is to bring a grave charge against the character of God. The idea has come into the Christian church from the papacy, which in turn brought it from paganism, in which the only idea of God was a being whose wrath must be appeased by sacrifice. This message was taught 130 years ago, that the cross is something very different to what Christianity teaches. And in fact, what Christianity teaches is the cross of Christ is actually a pagan doctrine wrapped up in Christian garments. It's horrific that God was so angry and so wrathful towards his children that he had to butcher his own son. Have you ever had trouble understanding the cross and what it means and what its significance is? This enigma seemed to be wrapped around the cross. Why was God so angry? Why did he demand blood? I remember listening to a Muslim who was being evangelized by some Baptists, and this Muslim said, now let me get this straight. You have a shopkeeper and you come into my shop and you steal something from me. And in order for me to forgive you, I have to go out the back and kill my son, and then I can forgive you. Can you explain how stupid that sounds? Did the Muslim have something correct to say here? Of course he did. He couldn't understand Christian sacrifice of Christ. He couldn't grasp it. And it didn't make any sense to him whatsoever. And he simply said this: why can't God simply forgive? Is it a fair question? Do you understand why the Muslim world is so confused by Christianity? Do you understand why so many atheists look at the cross and go, this is insanity. This is complete madness. This idea, it's some mysterious enigma, and God's holiness and God's justice demands this horrendous sacrifice of his son. Blood is required. And all of the pagans go, of course, we understand this principle. We do this all the time. We sacrifice animals and we cause blood to be shed, and even human sacrifices.